Some of us are outwardly successful, but inwardly feel unhappy and living a life lacking in purpose and meaning. The Necktie and the Jaguar by Carl Greer can help you discover what's important to you and how to go for it. For more information or to purchase the book, visit carlgreer.com. That's CarlGreer.com. Welcome to Voice Rising with Kara Johnstad. Enjoy weekly conversations with leading luminaries, pioneering visionaries, singers, poets, musicians, and sound healers as we explore the profound role our voice plays on the path to self-realization and global enlightenment. The internationally acclaimed singer, composer, author, healer, recording artist, voice expert, creator of Voice Your Essence, and founder of the School of Voice, Kara Johnstad uses her extraordinary spiritual gifts to empower others. Everything in this world vibrates. Everything has a frequency. A pioneer in the field of voice work and transformational songwriting. Her breakthrough methods are helping thousands of people worldwide fine-tune their body-mind-spirit system and unlock the energetic frequencies of limitless creativity, health, and abundance. Share your voice, ask your questions, join in the conversation. Receive life-changing, positive transformation and rise together to create a sound world. And here's your host, Kara Johnstad.
Hello, everybody. A warm welcome today to Voice Rising. We are diving into the big questions on how we as a humanity can finely tune our body, mind, spirit through sound consciousness. And there's no one better to explore these beautiful questions than the spiritual messenger and singer-songwriter Miten, together with his musical partner, chantress and dearly beloved Deva Premal. They have sold over 2 million album sales. Deva Premal are conscious creatives, and they're both here today to talk about their new album release, Jungle Sessions, and we've divided the interview into 2 sessions. So you're going to hear Miten and I now open the interview, and then Deva Premal will join in a little bit. So welcome, Miten, to Voice Rising.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Kara. It's nice to talk to you again.
It's very nice to hear your voice. Thank you. Thank you. Miten, like so many people around the world, you had to shelter in place in 2020, 21, as our world goes through these evolutionary times. And that basically put a stop to your nonstop touring schedule. You guys have really given this world so much of yourself through your music, through your events. But now you've managed to stay put for the last, I don't know if it's 18 months or 24 months. How did you experience this time for yourself?
Well, it's miraculous. It's really miraculous. We come in down to Costa Rica every year, for some programs we play down here at Blue Spirit. And we've been 30 years, me and David, together traveling on the road. So we haven't lived anywhere longer than 6 months in those 30 years. So we're really nomadic kind of spirits. We both like to travel. We both like to share in that way. So we've just been kind of in that flow. So whenever people say, well, it must be exhausting, it's like, what? It's the best thing you can do. You just travel, you play, you connect, you meditate, and you go on and you move on, and you're doing it with a great team. And suddenly it just stops. And like you were saying, for everyone, and for us, it was, where do we want to go? What do we want to do quick? And we thought of the options. We just left Australia. I'm glad I didn't go back there. We just left Australia a few days before the lockdown, and we were in Costa Rica. So the people in Blue Spirit, they had a house here to rent, so we just thought, well, let's just stay. And we just hit the ground running. Before very long, we were just going straight online, and we just thought, why don't we just go online and meet everybody for an hour a day and just do it. So we did it because we sing anyway together. So we just put it up on Facebook and Instagram. Hey, join us, and it was just a lifeline for so many of us. It was like, oh, this is our connection. It's magical that it can actually happen through social media and through the internet instead of being in a theater. Yeah. And even though, you can't substitute the sound of human voices, but as you know, Kara, so Deva and I had another opportunity to refine our own voices and our own connection through the singing, because we always love to sing together. We always have. But in the passing of the years and everything, we brought in some other musicians, and then, by the time lockdown happened, we had like 5 or 6 piece band on the road, and it was great. But where was my girl? She was the other side of the stage, and that that connection of because I grew up with the Everly Brothers, and I'm that old, but the Everly Brothers, those harmonies that those two guys could make was just phenomenal. And that's what turned John and Paul, John Lennon and Paul McCartney, onto harmony singing. Paul McCartney, what a great harmony singer, and what an amazing musician, but the two of them had that great sound, especially in the early days, and that's what I always loved, and so I've always loved to sing with someone. I've always had a partner in some way where our voices blend, and of course when you end up with your sexual partner, your beloved partner, and you're singing together, suddenly you are in a tantric experiment, and it's not necessarily in bed. It's actually a movement of energy and connection that's happening with each other through the music and through the voice. So, that's what we've been enjoying in these 2 years almost now. We sing together much more. We're refining our expressions and just enjoying to, as you do. And through that, we started to get many messages to say, God, you guys have got me through lockdown. I was so isolated, and suddenly every day there you are, and there's our community, and it's just like thousands of people all moving together, all breathing together while we chant and just hanging out. And it was like, it's magical that we can do, like you and I now. It's just just like we're together, and there's, which is what the great teachers have always told us. It's not about the physicality. There's another reality that's deeper. We get stuck in our physical world, and especially in the first chakra and down there, where we hold this energy. And so to chant, it moves this energy up through the chakras. That's the point. And that energy becomes light. And there's the Gayatri mantra, that's just the transformational energetic reality. I'd have no explanation for the magic of that piece of text or whatever it is. But it is, and so we decided, well, let's give ourselves an identity then, if there's so many of us, and we called ourselves the Gayatri Sangha, and we made an app. Mm-hmm. And we've been the Gayatri Sangha ever since, and we have many thousand people in this app, and we're not alone. We have people are sharing and talking. There's recipes, vegan recipes, and there's stories and inspirational connections with people, and there's daily meditations, and Deva and I come online once a week. So it's just grown into this beautiful family. It makes me see that there's always a way to be creative, and the creative urge is what keeps us young. It keeps us connected. It's the innocence that a child has when he plays with a paper airplane or something. It's just it's creativity. That's why we sing and why we chant like you. It connects us with the moment.
It connects us with the moment, and it was very touching what you were saying about the beauty and the intimacy of singing with your beloved and your partner. I coach a lot of voices, and I'm always amazed at how many people are not only shy about opening their voices, but they're living with their partner, they have children, they're sleeping with their partner, they're cooking, they're eating, and yet they don't feel able to sing together. And I think that is such a deep, what you were saying, it's so sensual and so intimate and so tantric, and it can just be singing a favorite song together. It just brings us together. We're breathing together. We come into harmony, and then these normal things throughout the day, they're much more, they're easier, right? I mean, to maybe buy the groceries or whatever, because everyone is tuned. Everyone's in the same vibe. And the thought of thousands of people also, using the app to stay tuned and to connect all around the globe with complete strangers is very inspiring. I mean, inspiring like we know. I mean, a deep breath in, and we've got this, right? We have this. We are in a big shift and born for these times, right? And you guys have been leading the way. I mean, really, literally, 30 years of being on the road and singing, and carrying consistently the messages of stay open, stay in the heart space, take a deep breath, be at peace, and calling us to come together in a unity consciousness, which is remarkable. I mean, I think it's really, in German they say Hut ab, take your hat off. And Miten, while you were there singing and refining all your vocals, you did create a third album in a trilogy, the Jungle Sessions. And I did learn something really, really funny that I did not know, is that Elvis Presley, I don't know if you know that, had this Way Down in the Jungle Room that he released. And I had never heard of it. And so while researching your Jungle Sessions, his hideaway in Graceland was the Jungle Room. And I thought, well, your jungle hideaway in the lands of grace is Costa Rica. I don't know, it was my little inspiration. You really have, in the lands of grace, you have your own little jungle hideaway. And you brought out this amazing album. And one thing that's so special is, of course, I was going to ask you, how did that natural environment of Central America with the beautiful landscape and the nature and the, maybe, I don't know if you're close to a rainforest, you're obviously close to a beach. How did that become a collaborator on this album? I mean, how did you feel that habitate? You cannot
ignore it, Kara. You're in the jungle, and it's talking to you every second. It's just it's the most incredible, energetic experience I've ever had. Just to be around so much green benevolence everywhere. I'm really in a jungle, and everywhere I look, I see green hills, and the ocean. From here is 15 minutes walk away through that jungle. And this is what David and I do every morning. We wake up about 5:30, and get up, walk to the beach. Takes us about 15-20 minutes while we walk all the way around, walk on the beach, watch, and then go for a swim. Just get in the water. If it's high tide, whatever, we get in, and it just washes our spirit clean, like it says in I Need a Beach, washing my spirit clean. Washing my spirit clean. That's what it feels like, and I had to put that in the song. I mean, I Need a Beach wasn't written as a beach. I actually wrote it on the beach. I didn't need one, but it was it was actually a metaphor for meditation, because I realized when we the beach is where we can come to a still point and just be, and so that's where that song came from. But some people misunderstood it. I remember one reviewer saying something about it being a celebration of the beaches of the world, and I wrote to him and said, "Man, this song is a cry of desperation. It doesn't have with the beach." So
This is a beautiful thought, right? To see you walking down to the beach with Deva Premal every morning, and then going into the beautiful waters. You did write you also wrote the opening track for your new album is Rain of Blessings, Rama Dasa. And you wrote it, I believe you were gathered with the Gayatri gathering, and there was an enormous thunderstorm that broke out during this group meditation session. And so the one thing is, how did that song get captured? I mean, you must have been soaking wet, so hopefully you had a little covering over you or a little roof. But how can we see these storm clouds and these dark clouds, if we see this as a metaphor for life, if we really allow ourselves to understand how rain works, right? I mean, there's a beautiful Rumi poem which says, "Happy the eye that sheds tears," which is more or less, everything that grows through rainstorms and rain, right? Everything that grows also grows through tears often. And
that's right.
So share a little bit more about Rain of Blessings, and then I'd love to share it with our listeners.
Well, basically, I was telling you about these live streams that Dave and I started to do every day, and it was at the start of lockdown, and we ended actually, without counting what we until afterwards. We did it 77 days every day for the we just did it, made it our practice, and so. It was just, there's no charge or anything. We just wanted to do it and share and sing, and people joined, and we felt this wave. But there was no pressure to perform. Like, we were just, "Hey guys, how are you doing? Let's make a mistake. Let's try another piece." And we were just in that. But there was something very deep and very connected was going on, and we all could feel it. It was like a pulse. I think part of it was every day we did the Om meditation, and we encouraged people to breathe with Deva as she chanted the Om, and so we all started to feel like, wait a minute, this is like many thousands of people all breathing in the same rhythm at the same time, all over the planet. And so we were going into a deep place which was very relaxed, and we just set up the laptop, a couple of microphones, and just sit on our deck, as there's a deck in this house. And it was a rainy season, so we expected a little rain, but you never know. But we were under a roof, but we got this biblical downpour, Kara. It was just incredible, and it was so beautiful. The rain down here, honestly, the rain season has just stopped now. It's just stopped. We had a little bit of rain a couple of days ago, but mainly it stopped, and the jungle is pulsating. It's like full of as much energy that it, like this life energy, and we had a little cat come, and a wild cat came begging around for some food, and now we've made friends, and we feed her and take care of her. She's a beautiful little thing, and it's just that kind of feeling. And so when this rain was happening, I mean, it wasn't meant to be a song, but I just took the two obvious, most simple kind of classic chords, A minor and G, and we just like, rain, pouring down, and and it just kind of carried on going. And then we went to E minor, kiss the earth and this holy ground. And we came back to the A minor, and it was easy to throw verses in, so we started to throw verses in. And then Deva decided to bring in the Ramadasa, which is a healing mantra. And there you go. And then it just grew out of that moment, that rain of blessings.
So it was literally born. You were improvising on these chords while everybody was breathing together, online, offline, online. Yeah. Wow. Powerful. Yeah. Such a beautiful, birth is a little bit like a downpour, right? That's how it is. Yeah. Rain of blessings, our sacrament. I have the lyrics in front of me. Sing your wild song, mighty God of thunder, beat your heavenly drum. Miten, let's listen to this, and then after the song we'll come back with one more question, and then go into a break. How about that? Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right,
of blessings falling down, kiss the earth and this holy ground, holy water, heaven sent, rain of blessings, our sacrament. Rain of blessings, sing your wild song, mighty God of thunder, beat your heavenly drum, beat the drum of mercy, beat the drum of forgiveness, beat the drum of freedom, I'm bearing witness.
Soham Rama Rasa Sase 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 Soham.
That was Miten. We're listening to the Jungle Sessions, and the track was called Rain of Blessings. Miten, one last question before we go into a break. You also have a beautiful track on the new album called Still Awake. It's a quiet introspection, and it offers a glimpse into a love affair where lovers make a conscious choice to drop the defenses and let go into the mysteries of the heart. You have been on this love life adventure for, I'm sure 30 years, if not many, many lifetimes. And I'm sure you've encountered, of course, some bumps along the way. But what kind of conscious choices can we all take when we are, I would say it doesn't even matter if it's a friendship or if it's a beloved partnership, in order to make relationships work and be a beautiful journey together?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's difficult for me to kind of to speak for others, because honestly, in all these years, we've never. I know it sounds a bit weird, but it's just been a kind of natural flow, and we've never to work. We've never had to work at the relationship or even go very deep into sharing. I think it all gets processed in the singing or something, because we're really compatible with each other. We can hang out, we can just hang out together like we've been doing for these last 18 months, just under the same roof and having fun. So I think that if I really look, and I'm not suggesting this is right for everybody, but Deva and I have lived with a sense of freedom around who we both are. So we purposely didn't put a circle around ourselves. It just it wasn't. We met in Osho's ashram, and it was such a huge tantric experiment, and it just felt like, and we were 23 years different. She was 20 and I was 43, so she was just moving into her life, as a woman. So there was no point, and there's no need in me to want to restrict that in any way, or to kind of put some kind of a deal in there like you do with a relationship. There was no deal. It was just all I want. If you're my friend, I just want the best for you. If you're my friend, I don't want you not to experience something because you're my friend. If you're really my friend, I cherish your freedom, and I want to see you fly. I want to see this beautiful woman evolve. And so we had that kind of understanding from when it's not that we're always in someone else's bed, not at all, but we had that understanding that we're friends, and so we really are friends, and the rest of it, to have a sexual partner and a singing partner, I must have been a galley slave in my last life or something, I just got lucky. And so I don't have any advice, but I would say be honest and truthful, and don't take it all too seriously. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We tend to take life really seriously, and it's over in a flash. And most of our worries are man-made somehow. They don't really. It's just saying today we were walking to the beach today, and I was saying, what's hanging over me? And Dave was like, look, just where we are and what we're doing, just coming back always to that. And here we are, and I also realized that gratitude has nothing to do with the location in which you find yourself. I thought, if you're on a beautiful beach in a beautiful place, you've got no worries. But now I realize that gratitude has nothing to do with where you are. You can feel gratitude. You can feel this sense of gratitude sitting in a prison cell, and there's plenty of rich people who are never satisfied with their riches and what they do with it, and they kill themselves. So that's, if you don't have that sense of gratitude, and that's what I try and encourage all of us to look for, a sense of gratitude for no reason at all. just to find a space of gratitude in our bellies where we close our eyes and feel in that sense of gratitude. It brings a smile, it lightens the spirit, and we realize that we are very lucky to be in the body.
Yeah.
Whatever, because we're feeling gratitude in the body, it's you need the body to feel gratitude. And so that for me is really important.
Beautiful, Miten. I'm very grateful that you were able to join us today. I'm blessed to just to hear your voice and to be part of that bigger community, and for you always to be guiding us, and Deva Premal also to remember. Exactly. It can be that simple, I think, to be honest, to be truthful, full of gratitude, and want the very best for each other, right? I think whether we're friends or lovers or musicians on stage or working together, that we want the best for each other. So we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to have Deva Premal share a little bit about her record. I wish you much success out there, all right? And take care. Bye-bye.
The cutting edge of conscious radio. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at OMTimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
With happy clients all over the world, Kara Johnstad knows that your voice is the missing link to more authenticity, abundance, creativity, and health. An internationally acclaimed voice expert, Kara's breakthrough methods have helped thousands of people successfully heal their voice wounds and extinguish the story of self-doubt and shyness forever. Join in group trainings, attend online sessions, schedule one-on-one time, and invite Kara to work with your organization and community. Get started today. Go to www.karajohnstad.com and receive a special guided meditation designed to fine-tune your inner voice and welcome you on the voice journey.
This is Kathy Beal, host of Celestial Compass, featuring astrology you can use. Celestial Compass points you to what's going on in the sky and what you can do with it down here on Earth. We also explore fun, effective, and cosmic tools for navigating this adventure we call life. Join me the first and third Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for Celestial Compass. It's enlightening, entertaining, and empowering.
COVID-19, brought to you by CDC and the Ad Council.
If you're feeling increasingly lonely right now, you're not alone. It's totally normal. Even though we may not be able to get together in person, connecting virtually with friends and family still gives you a chance to interact with people and may help raise your spirits. Join a virtual book club, set up group text chats, or online video coffee breaks with coworkers.
Find more self-care and coping tips at coping-19.org.
Welcome back to Voice Rising. I'm your host, Kara Johnstad, and I am in studio today with Miten and Deva Premal. We're talking about the Jungle Sessions. Both of them are amazing singers, songwriters, spiritual messengers. We've divided this interview today into two parts. The first part, if you're joining us now, was with Miten, and now I have with me Deva Premal. Welcome, Deva.
Hello, Kara. So nice to be with you. I think this is our first time together.
Yeah, you would be surprised because you've been traveling so much. We've met a few times, but it's all right. That's about being in the power of now. It's all good.
So we actually met in person in Berlin.
No, No, we haven't met in person in Berlin, but you've been on the show before a couple times. So, but it's all good. I know that you're so busy. You have so many albums and you've been so much on tour. How has it been for you, Deva? We just heard from Miten. You've been really sheltered in place in a paradise, more or less. How has it been for you to work on this new album and to go deeply into meditation? Is it all good?
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. It felt like when the world changed last year on the 15th of March or 16th or whatever it was, there was a real cut-off point, and there was like a new phase starting, and I think almost immediately it felt so far away, that life that we'd lived for the last, forever. It just felt like suddenly it was already so distant. It's incredible how quickly it came. So it wasn't really like I had to get used to something new and I was mourning the old, or I wasn't even kind of relieved that it was, that, I don't need to travel. That also wasn't. It was just like, this is a totally new phase, and there was not much connection to before, but what is there is a deep nourishment of what I have lived so far. So there's also a sense of, if I don't travel again, or if I don't see anything else in the world, or if I don't experience being with thousands of people singing in a concert hall, I'm also okay. I've lived it, and I'm really grateful that I got to live it, and I feel nourished. I don't know how long that's going to be, nourishment, but that's that's what it feels like right now.
Deva, I was just going to say, just quickly, I do hear a little bit of feedback. I'm not sure if you're able to put in headphones and still talk. I do hear the speaker coming through while you're talking, so if you're able to do that, it's beautiful. If not, we can hear you just fine, and all is good. No, yeah.
I didn't change anything. It didn't.
Okay. But don't worry about it then. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You have a track on the new album called Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Deep peace is a very good theme for these crazy times. There are a lot of people who are feeling overwhelmed. And it's so easy to forget. I think we were talking about this before the break, this simple gratitude. It's so easy to forget how fragile our whole existence is. Things are shifting really fast. We have not only the pandemic, we have the climate crisis. We're getting a lot of different news. And then we have this ability also to deeply breathe together. Miten was sharing also these beautiful moments where you had these online 1 hour a day sessions where thousands and thousands of people were able to meditate and breathe and sing and chant together. Om Shanti, Shanti, everybody knows this has to do with peace. What does this song mean for you, Deva?
Yes, I mean, just have to say, it's really Miten's album. So the Jungle Sessions is Miten's album, and I'm the kind of support, and I'm the admirer of the songs, and I also sing with Miten, as I always do. And this one is actually one of my favorite songs of Miten. It expresses basically our prayers, where we reach out and where we try to send out from the abundance that we are living in, from the space of having food, having shelter, and being welcome where we are. We sing out for the refugees. We sing out for the children on the street. There's a line that Miten sings in that song is, we sing out for the gentle ones humanity calls meat. There's so many suffering beings on this planet, and we always constantly want to know, what can I do? How can I help? How can I contribute? And I think sometimes we forget that prayers really make a difference, and prayers are energies that we send out and that do affect the ones that we we pray for and that we direct our energies and positive vibrations towards. So this song is a prayer, it's like where we can channel our compassion and pour it into that song that then releases itself into the ether and hopefully, uplifts the field in some way. It all makes maybe a little bit, but all these little bits, they come together and we change things.
The little drop by drop, right? The little drops make the big ocean. Yeah. Let's listen to this. So I know you're going to have to run a little bit earlier, so I want you to have time to listen to this and then have some more questions. So it's Om Shanti Shanti, and it's from the Jungle Sessions. And this is Miten together with Deva Premal.
Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. I'm singing for peace on this earth. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. I'm singing out for all I'm worth. I'm singing out for the wise man. I'm singing out for the fools. I'm singing out for the rebel child who was born to break some rules. And I'm singing out for the refugee who hurt no one at all. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. I'm singing for a better world to come. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. A better world for everyone. Singing out for the hungry child living out on the street. I'm singing out for the gentle ones humanity calls meat. And I'm singing out in the power of love that no force will ever defeat. No, no. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
You are listening to Om Shanti from the new Jungle Sessions, Miten's new album. And Miten is in studio, but Deva Premal is also here, and we're talking with Deva all about this track and also about chanting and mantras. So Deva, mantras are energetic sound formulas, and your music is healing. In Sanskrit, mantra means mind, and tra means to free the mind. It's a tool, I believe, for freeing the mind. This is a question that somebody sent in. Traditionally, mantras are chanted in cycles of 108 repetitions. And the question is, why 108? What is so magical about this number?
Yeah, it's a magic number. There are actually many, many reasons for 108 being auspicious. And we can also see it, when we look at the rosary, that the rosary has 54 beads, so it repeats different religions and lineages. 108 is because we according to the Ayurvedic system, we have the energy lines in the body. It's like meridians, but in Ayurveda they're called the sound current is running through these energetic lines of the nadis. And, there's 108 main nadis in the body. So with 108, we really, I like to say, drench our bodies with a particular sound vibration. 108.
Beautiful. Yeah. So this question I asked more or less also Miten, but I want to tap into your wisdom. You guys have been 30 years together as beloveds, as musical partners, as beautiful friends. What is the secret to this powerful alchemy? And what would you see matters most in balancing work, life, and love and friendship? Is there something we get to learn from the two of you gorgeous beings?
I mean, Miten also said, we never worked on this, or we never. It's really just been a blessing. Somehow we just seem to be compatible. But I always feel what is it's an understanding, and I don't know if that's something you can cultivate or that just happens, and that's that we are friends, and that we are basically we want the best for each other, and we know love is underneath everything. So if there is a ripple, or if there is an upset, or if there's a blow up or whatever, we know that basically love is there, and it's not shaken. That trust is not shaken. It's like, yeah, we're friends, and we can have different opinions or whatever, but it's this I think a friendliness, and somehow this world is so divided anyway. I mean, this is like the theme of this time is division, that people that we are close to, and that doesn't mean necessarily our partners, but I feel we really need to cherish and nourish and fertilize the friendships that we have. That we don't go into division between with our friends or with our partners, because there's already so much around, and we're so vulnerable as human beings. We need each other's support. So, let's just put the ego aside and realize we're all doing our best, and we are fragile beings, and we are freaked out. We need each other. So just with that understanding, I feel sometimes so sad when I see friends in division. I think, in the big picture of things, we are already on the same path. We are all seekers. We all want the same thing. We all want the best. So let's not dwell in these little divisions or little kind of disagreements, and just just tune into us being fellow travelers on the path. And that's basically what I feel with Miten. We're fellow travelers on the path, and we are enjoying each other's company along the way.
Yeah, so beautiful. Such a beautiful reminder, Deva. It is so true. It's such a time of division, and it is such an important time to remember to really understand that we are all fellow travelers. We're all journeying together home. I think, what did Ram Dass say? We're walking each other home, right? I think he said we're walking each other home. And, it's, Miten just said it also before the break. It's like this time in the body is so precious. And we see that also of the waves of the pandemic moving through, and it doesn't really matter. The pandemic has just hit the news, but there's been a lot in Germany, there were, natural catastrophes, whatever. And it's just a precious time to really, to be grateful that we can be together. And I always think that your secret must be also that you guys you're really meditating and singing together. And I could imagine that if anybody out there is wondering what the secret is, I could assume that if we take even 5 minutes just to meditate, breathe together, or, kind of co-create together something of beauty every day, right? That this could take us all very far. Yeah, exactly.
You know, that our frequencies to each other. You know, when we hum and tone together, our vibrations they sync up. You know, so absolutely. Miten and I have never ever not done it, so we can't say, oh, once we started doing that, everything changed. So we're kind of living in it, so we forget to talk about it.
Yeah, I think you're singing and humming and shaking and meditating just like other people are breathing, right? You're probably the fish in the ocean. It's so natural for you that you forget that it is. It's an environment though that everybody can create. Everybody can light a candle at breakfast or dinner. Everybody can take a few moments, and the sacredness is, of course, if we find friends to share this with. I think we can all do it on our own, but the beauty is, and also with this app that you guys have created and the live streams that you were doing, that people realize that, wow, I don't need to know that person in the other country, but still I feel the strength and beauty of coming together. No. So we are going to, I know you guys are heading out to another interview. Your record is now released, The Jungle Sessions. As you said, Miten wrote all these songs, and in this album you're supporting, have a supporting role, but a very present role, and you also have other albums that you've brought out with more chanting, where Miten, of course, is there supporting you. He talked in the beginning about you guys going to a beautiful beach, but also that this beach is just a metaphor for many good things. Do you want to say a few words about I Need a Beach, and then we're gonna take the show out with this beautiful. It's just, I don't know if it's a beautiful. It's like a good vibe. It's a chillax good vibe tune, right? Where it's about power of love.
Yeah, it's really. It's like he says, it's a metaphor for that inner space where we can be ourselves. The beach, I think, is one of the only places on the planet where we don't have to achieve anything and we can just be, most people don't work on the beach, they are on the beach, they enjoy on the beach, they relax. That space inside where we don't need to achieve anything and we breathe out and we just receive and we relax. So it's that simple, and just to find that, and the sound of Om is a great doorway to that space. So if you ever need a beach, just sing or chant the mantra Om 3 times, and close your eyes, and you'll find it. It's there.
And you're at
it's always
the
there.
Beautiful, Deva. Thank you so much. I want to thank both of you for being on the show today, and wishing you much success. And whether you start touring or not, that is the beauty of your work and of music in general. It is everywhere. People are listening to you in Los Angeles and London and Costa Rica and Russia and Japan, and that is very profound. That is beautifully profound, that we can carry you with us everywhere and tap into those vibes, those healing vibes. And I wish you much success on the new album. And we're going to listen to I Need a Beach.
Thank you, Kara. Thank you so much. Beautiful to talk to you.
Yes, beautiful. Much love. Bye-bye.
Namaste.
I need a beach. I need a place in the sun, somewhere out of reach, somewhere I can run free, free from a world full of trouble and pain, free from a world going insane. I need a beach. I need a place in the shade, somewhere I can sit down, forgive myself for the mistakes that I made. Free from a world full of trouble and stress. My spirit's strong, but my mind's in a mess. I need a beach. It doesn't have to be in Saint-Tropez. I don't mind. Venice Beach down in West LA, that'll do me fine. Copacabana, Malibu, any old beach will do. I just need some sand under my feet. Give me a little rockin' band playing the reggae beat. Call me crazy, say I'm out of touch, but it's the human touch I'm missing so much. I need a beach. I need a beach. Call me crazy, call me brave, but I just gotta catch me a wave. I need a beach. I need a beach. Oh, take me down to Blackpool Town, South End on Sea. Arilla's Beach, clothing optional, that's alright with me. I got some good friends down in Byron Bay. Oh, they got some beaches down there, blow your troubles away. I just need some time, get myself straight, slow down my mind and meditate.